Good morning, this is Chris around the ATL, and this is Rant of the Day. Today I'm going to talk about the center position of the Atlanta Hawks. And it's something that really has been ignored over the last few months. Over the decades, of course, it's been something that I've brought up many times. Y'all remember the 50 Cent song, right? And I've shown y'all over the years how, hey, look at all these other franchises, and they get Patrick Ewing and Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon and Wemby and just all kind of different people. And we get Andrew Lane. And we're supposed to be happy about that. John Concat played for a decade. We're supposed to be happy about that. Very competitive, right? Now, with what we did in this offseason, okay, and for the first time in almost 30 years, remember, I'm going to just bring it up again, talking about the center position. In 30 years, the Hawks have drafted 3 7-footers. The last 30 years, since 1996, until this past season where we finally drafted one. Now, whether or not we finally have a 7-footer with skill and size, we won't know unless we play him. I say we need to start him to offset all the other teams in the league having that right now. They have it, okay? And some teams have it multiple times, okay? And we saw why it matters in what? The playoffs. Because in the playoffs, when you get out-rebounded, in the playoffs, when you, okay, don't know how to drive, you got a green light. In the playoffs, when you give up points in the paint continually, it matters that, well, one, you don't have anybody to protect the paint. You don't even have someone to deter people from coming into the paint. And then you don't have anybody to rebound the ball because you keep getting out-rebounded. Why do we keep getting out-rebounded? It's size. It's somebody with longer arms. It's somebody with some height and some width and some heavy setness of some sort. And the Hawks don't have it. And everybody in the NBA knows it. You have people on our team that don't want to rebound, that don't even block out. How many times have I shown that in game film over the years? So, I believe our newly drafted player needs to start. Let Okongwu come off the bench and let him play the twos and hit his threes. That's what he wants to do. Fine, I don't care. But when it comes to defense and rebounding, he ain't going to do it. He don't need that many minutes because he plays a lot of minutes and gives up a lot of points. And if he's not giving the points back, then that's what's called a detriment. People want to say, to use the word detriment, liability, things of this nature. But if he's not stopping anybody, he needs to be scoring 20 points a game every game, right? Anybody disagree with that? Or are y'all cool with him averaging whatever it is and not stopping nobody? Because 14, 15 points ain't enough at a certain point. He got to be hitting threes all the time. Not some of the time, all the time. Right? He needs to be number 2 now. If we're serious about winning a championship. Now, if we're just, okay, getting to the first round, cool. No big deal. We'll be perennial first rounders, and y'all are happy with that. A lot of y'all are. I've already pointed that out. You're just happy getting to the playoffs. You don't care about winning no championship. You're not worried about putting the best team possible on the floor. We need to find out. Now, if he can't hack it, he can't hack it. Fine. But I'd rather almost at this point put Jock out there as a starter. He'll bring the energy. He'll bring the toughness that you need out there. He was giving you 10 and I forget how many rebounds he was getting. But per his energy and just per what he looked like out there, I would believe he'd give us a little bit more of a competitive edge. Because again, I believe people think that we're going to play the exact same schedule we did last year. And if we did, I would say, hey, we're a 55-win team. If this roster is playing against the schedule of a year ago, having that stretch of games where we played 10, 11 teams in a row, 10, 15 games under 500, 40 lost teams that didn't have their best players, that's not going to happen back-to-back seasons. I hate to burst the bubble, but that's not going to happen again. Everybody's going to be back. Now, will those people be back, at the time where it will matter most, like at the end of the season? I don't know. Maybe everybody will have injuries again. Back-to-back seasons is possible, I guess. I think it's a very small possibility, though. Right? But Giannis is back. Giannis is going to be in Miami. And we've never stopped Giannis, have we? Have we? There was one time we did, though, back when Okongwu did play defense, and he locked down Giannis. I have an article about it. Okongwu had a stretch where he was playing Joel Embiid tough. I wrote an article about it. I should pull that up. I wrote a whole article about that stretch, and I said he needs to start now. Because Clint can't do this. What in the world? Why is she coming out there like Goldilocks? What in the world? People dressing up. What's today? Is there a special dress-up day at school today? Looking like Pippi Longstockings. But anyway. Joel will be back. I saw some pictures of him. He looks lean and mean. Fight machine, Joel Embiid. But when he plays, he's putting up 30 on us. Who stops him? Who on our team stops him? I'm asking honest questions again about the center position. Right? Who stops Joker? We only play him twice a year. Are we ever going to compete against him? Ever? Who stops him? Anthony Davis will be back. Who stops him? Anybody? I want to answer these. Again, I've shown you that Dallas game where Anthony Davis put up 35 points. Who was guarding him? Okongwu. Y'all think that's reasonable? That's just a handful of people. Right? That's just a handful of people. Cat. We stopped Cat? Did we? I'm asking. So if you don't have anybody who's going to rebound, you don't have anybody who's going to protect the paint, how are we supposed to be elevated to a particular status? Okay? And then, on top of that, again, if depending on the starting lineups I've seen people putting out there, if y'all really trying to put Dyson and Lou Dort out there together, I just think that's folly. Because to say you're going to play them, it means you're going to play them both starter minutes. Which means they're going to be out there the majority of the time. They're playing 30 plus minutes a game, 35 minutes a game, right? Dyson looks like he's going to have an improved shot. But you're ready to put all the dice and the marbles in there? I don't know. Because it has to translate in games, right? Pull up jumper, back end, turn around, fadeaway jumper. Can you do all that? Can he do it? Running up the court, spot up three. Can he do it? I don't know. But we know Lou can't do it. Lou has one shot. He's going to shoot a three. It's going to look ugly. It may or may not go in. We have to live with that now. And he for sure has to lock down whoever he's on. It can't be no all of a sudden he has a drop off. Can you imagine? Which is why I say he might need to come off the bench and let NAW start, so that way we're not sacrificing our offense. Right? Because if you start Dort, you gotta bench somebody. Right? Now I said if we keep Kuminga, however, then you bench NAW, because that makes your team deeper. Again, my original lineup before this whole Kuminga mess that we don't know is even going to get finalized anytime soon would be to start Kingston, because we need a ball handler. It's someone who could pass the ball and put the ball in the positions of people where they score the best. We had that, but we got rid of it. You start Kingston, you start Dyson, you start Kuminga, you start JJ, you start Vassar. And off the bench, you have CJ, you have NAW, you have Dort, you have Zuby. I say play Zuby as your backup power forward right off the jump. Don't even play around. You want somebody who's going to contest shots and get you rebounds? That's the guy. Who can actually hit an open jump shot? That's the guy. It's not Muhammad Gay. He's had 3 years to prove it, and he still can't do it. He can't do it. And you have Okongwu. So that way you have a deep bench. You have a deep bench. Let me say it one more time. You have a deep bench. And then you mix and match. You have Jock. You have Muhammad Gay. You have whoever, right? So that way if you do have injuries, you can play off of that a lot better, right? But it all starts with that center position at this point. Hey! Hey, good morning. Doing pretty good. See you later. See, gotta be careful out here. My ops could have got me right there. People out here recognizing me. I need to get a new car. That's horrible. But anyway, see, I forgot my thought right there. What time is it? Do I got time to get a sandwich? I think I do. So, again, Vassar, a little bit that you got to see of him, he can do a couple of things that Okongwu doesn't do at all. Okongwu doesn't go to the basket. If Vassar can go to the basket 5 times a night, that's a plus. We don't need him to do it all the time, but we need him to be a threat. I'm not saying Vassar needs to take anybody off the dribble, but if you can, again, Anthony Davis, last shot of a game, took the ball from the three-point line, drove all the way to the basket for a layup on Okongwu. So if all of a sudden we had a big that could do that, that's something. That's just one aspect. Vassar can hit an open jumper as well, but he can also hit a mid-range jumper. He also can post up. And to continue to say that playing back to the basket don't matter, it doesn't have any worthwhile attributes is an idiotic statement. Because if you do something that someone can't stop, why wouldn't you do it? You got Wemby practicing with Olajuwon. If all of a sudden Wemby would stay in the post and turn that shoulder, no one can block that shot. Whatever is about to happen, whether it be a hook shot or a turnaround, Olajuwon turnaround, if it's either or, no one can block that. So it's a matter of will he hit it or not. And if he learns that, he'll average 35 points a game. Just like, again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's a clip of him playing in the finals against the Celtics, and Parrish is on him. And Parrish is no slouch on defense. But he wasn't stopping 40-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Magic wasn't fooling around either. He had one of the best post players of all time. He got his position. You know what Magic is doing? Getting him the ball. Getting him the ball. Giving him the ball. Because what else are you supposed to do? Gonna let Michael Cooper shoot it? No. Kurt Rambis? No. You give Kareem the ball and you let him go to work. Bounce a bounce, turn, sky hook. No one can block it. Nobody can stop it. What if we could do that? How many easy points would we have if we had somebody capable of that? Do a Hakeem Olajuwon turnaround. Do a Yao Ming turnaround. Shaq hated playing Yao Ming. Hated it. Right? Somebody got stopped by the Popo. Popo Alley strikes again. Trying to go too fast out here. So, I just saw somebody that I saw walking. Where was I at? That was strange. Someone teleported somewhere. Because I could have swore maybe they took an Uber. That was interesting. Anyway, that's going to throw me off all day. How did that person get from where they were and beat me here? And they were walking. Anyway, but the center position is a big deal this season, more than any other season, just because you just went to the playoffs. So again, are we just going to be cool getting to the playoffs, or are we trying to get out the first round? Are we trying to get to the second round? Are we trying to get to the championship round? Because remember, the moment we put better players and better coaching on the team, we had a team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. By the way, just a side note, the moment that you had a coach that did care about defense a little bit, because the previous 2 years the coach himself said, I don't care about defense, all of a sudden the team went to the Eastern Conference Finals and in 2 back-to-back seasons gave up 111 and 112 points a game, when the previous 2 seasons you were giving up 119 points a game. You see what I'm saying? So, again, defense matters, and defense wins championships. But it didn't matter in this past playoffs, and nobody cared. Now, one person has still said anything about the fact that we gave up 122 points a game in the playoffs. Then we got blown out. Blown out. Watch the team give up. And still to this day, it's August now, and no one wants to say anything about that. And they want to say, well, the past is bad. No, the past is the current situation right now. Right? Okay, I don't know what this person is doing. Okay, he turned it. Goodness. And a lot of that was just people just come into the paint and just lay it up. No determined. No slowing down. No nothing. I'm going to take it from the 3-point line. We're driving and dunking on you. You know how ridiculous that looked? Seeing OG do that? Josh Hart out there. Jalen Brunson doing it. He's just going to come down and just score. I'm going to just come down and just score on whoever it is. Don't matter who it is. You're about to give up this bucket, sir. You sorry. You ugly. Right? That's what the Knicks did. They punked us. And y'all don't believe that it's important to not get punked in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. Playoffs? I just want to win a game. That's what Jim Mora said in NFL years ago. Right? last round of the day, the center position. And let me know what you think. I think Gassard needs to start. We need to find out. Like, the only way you find out is play people. And again, you have a coach that doesn't want to really play people. That's a problem. That is an issue. Right? It needs to be addressed. So all the other teams in the league keep playing young people, and they find out real quick. They got people. They got players. They got players, and only the Hawks. We're gonna just go with these old people. These people, this is who they are. They're not getting any better, and we already know they're gonna fail at this particular thing, and we need some new fresh blood. But we're just gonna roll with this, and it's okay. Frank the Tank, Bruno, Fernando, Alex Len did average 10 points a game, though. I mean, it's double digits. Look who we all had to play. All you gotta do is look at every decade and all the opponents that the Hawks had to play, and then you look at who we had at center playing. And you ask me, does it even out at all? Between Shaq and Patrick. I mean, Patrick Ewing played 19 seasons for the Knicks. And for the exception of the 3 or 4 years Mutombo played, think about who all played at center for the Hawks that did anything. That's all you gotta look at. And that's just Patrick. That's nobody else in the Eastern or the Western Conferences. Just Patrick Ewing. Patrick was still averaging 15 points a game in his final season as a Knick. Did Colin Kaepernick average 15 points in the season? Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm at work. Check out Around the ATL on the IMTN Worldwide Radio YouTube channel. And I'll talk to y'all soon.